Today's episode of Petty Savage Ball Z. Charles Barkley is still mad that he never won a championship in his career, so he is hating on today's super teams. He has a point of some respect, but while Charles is spitting utter hypocrisy, for one, and Shannon and Chris's bargaining for the LeLEGACY to continue, which is why they're pitching after Kawhi Leonard. All that and more on today's episode of Petty Savage Ball Z. And by the way, NBA is back with Summer League play, starting right now.
The player that fits with LeBron and AD better than any player on the planet, better than any star out there, is Klay Thompson. Like, Klay would be perfect with AD and LeBron. I would try to get word to him before that. Would you even consider it? Because you're our number one guy. Now, I don't think he'd do it, but that would be number one. Number two, Kawhi's a no-brainer. They would just win it because those three players are so good.
So good.
I think what they should do if they don't get Klay or Kawhi is just go get three guys. I'm looking at Brook Lopez. I'm looking at Patrick Beverly. I'm looking at Seth Curry. Those are the guys. You need depth. Your first two are so good, and Kuzma can be the third guy. So that's how I would do it if I'm the Lakers. I just think Klay and Kawhi are so good. Just take them and figure it out.
Father, sometimes they would give us $5, $2.50 for me, $2.50 for my brother. And the very last words as we exited the house: don't spend it all in one place. Fortunately or unfortunately, I didn't listen. Lakers, don't listen. Spend it all in one place.
Really?
But Skip, if we can get Kawhi, that would be a game changer. And but that's the only guy. That's the only guy that I'm willing. Not for D'Angelo Russell, not for Jimmy Butler, and that's not to say these guys aren't very good players. But only Kawhi, I believe, is a game changer. But if I'm the Lakers, if I can get Kawhi, take all 32. If not, because let's take Klay out of the equation. There's no way they're moving in the new building and not have Klay long term. So I believe at the start of free agency, he'll get the 5 for 190 that he's seeking. So it's either Kawhi or bust. We either spend it all on Kawhi or we divvy it up a more.
This is why you take the risk and you let all these guys go off the board knowing if we don't get him, we are going to be scrambling somewhat. The Lakers know if they get Kawhi, then everyone who doubted them and the process gets to be wrong and they get to be right. They get to have the best player in the world, LeBron James, or if you believe the best player in the world, Kawhi Leonard, and the best big man in the world, Anthony Davis. It would be not just a better big three than the one in Miami. It would be the best big three ever. I think 3 of the consensus 7 best players in the world in LeBron, Kawhi Leonard, and Anthony Davis. By the way, while we were off, they opened up that max cap space. Rob Pelinka showed maybe he knows a little bit more than we gave him credit for. They have the ability to make this a legitimate reality, which would be unbelievable if you consider where we were midway through the playoffs when the Lakers couldn't hire a coach. To go from there to where they on the doorstep of would be unbelievable as far as that quick of a turnaround. Clearly believe not that they have a chance at Kawhi Leonard, that they have the best chance at Kawhi Leonard, which is why
they're letting all
they have stood by the wayside
Everyone
as D'Angelo Russell's a Warrior, as Tobias Harris stays, as Jimmy Butler potentially goes to Miami, as Kyrie Irving goes to Brooklyn, as Chris Middleton stays, as Al Horford goes to Philly, as Malcolm Brogdon goes to Indy. The Lakers,
it's a big gamble if you don't get Kawhi.
And it is a gamble because he is the best player on the board. He is the reigning finals MVP. And for Kawhi Leonard, it is an absolute 180 from the position he was in last year. The position Kawhi Leonard was in around this time last year was totally powerless. He did not want to be where he was. He had a couple years left on his contract. He was helpless to go to pick his destination, and he no longer trusted the San Antonio Spurs, and they literally sent him out of the country. Kawhi Leonard now has this much power. If he picks the Raptors, they become, at the very least, the favorites in the East, if not the favorites overall. And there are 9 or 10 teams that feel we can win a championship. If he picks the Clippers, they become a leading contender in the West and a contender for the championship. And there are 9 or 10 teams that believe they can win a championship. If he picks the Lakers are enormous favorites versus not any individual team, but versus the entire league. And there are one or two teams that feel they can win the title. That is the type of power Kawhi Leonard has, and he's going to take his time, evidently, making this decision.
Why can't he now go join a super team like everyone else? He's already proven the thing that everyone else hasn't proven.
Well, first of all, you're 100% correct. We're never going to be mad at Kawhi because what he did in San Antonio and especially what he did this year in Toronto. I just think this is just me, I'm old school, from competitive balance. I'm sick of these guys stacking their team. Listen, I hate the super teams. I want guys to sweat and cry and feel pain, don't win all the time. It's supposed to be competition, but these guys all want to go together, get on banana boats, become friends, and kiss each other on the cheek twice. I hate that. I'm never going to accept that, Max. But I say I'd have a different effect for Kawhi because he did it twice, especially this year. He did it basically by himself. But I hate this super team where all these guys team up where they can't lose. I hate